Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to do a little more work on the diesel heater. For those of you who've been watching the channel, I do have two other videos about this. One just going through how I built it and what's involved, what's included. And then the second one, my thoughts on using this to heat the bus in this fashion. Thanks to a couple of comments from some of you, I think I might have figured out some of my problem. So I was having difficulty with this. It was cycling pretty frequently and really was not putting out as much heat as I thought it should. So what I heard from you all, and it makes a lot of sense, was the long recirculating ductwork that I was using was causing me trouble. Obviously, velocity of a fluid or air through a duct like this is dropped off significantly by the length of the duct. So I needed to see what I could do about that. So what I did over here, I just pulled the intake duct off. So I've got this little guy. This is just a vent with a screen on it. So this is open here. I ran it with it open and I ran it with this on. It doesn't seem to make a whole lot of difference. There's actually pretty good airflow through this. But we'll see. I might put this back up and make it more solid and permanent. The other thing came down to how many turns and how tight are we talking for the ductwork. If you notice down in here, I had to do a bit of an S-curve on this duct, and I did the same thing over here on the intake. So that really messed with my airflow through the heater. I did that because I wanted to keep the handle up here, and this gate valve down here was going to be a problem. There really wasn't room to put it up top. So I figured, okay, I'll put it down below, the ducts connect, there's airflow through, it shouldn't cause me any trouble. But I think it did. I think it was causing quite a bit of trouble. So here's what I did. On the intake, I went ahead and disconnected the duct from the heater. So this is now the intake coming through here. So even with this closed, it does have a gasket around it, you can see that here, but even with it closed, with this gate valve open, it gives the ability for the heater here to draw air through the entire box and pull it in through the outside over here. So I'm going to leave that like that. I might even take the duct off entirely, I'm not sure. Another thing I could potentially do is run the duct up over here next to the fuel tank and see what I can do with that. What I think I've also decided, I did cut down my outflow duct a little bit and it did seem to help, but I think I'm going to take this handle off. So I need to get rid of these few rivets in here. There are 2 on top, 3 on the bottom, and I've got another one of these gate valves that I should be able to put up top. The thing I'm trying to decide at the moment, this could potentially use a 4-inch duct. I've got a 3-inch on it right now, and I did that partially because I have to put it through into the tent and I didn't want to have a larger space to clear. But I did buy this. So this is a 4-inch gate valve that I might be able to make use of. We'll have to see. I got all this stuff off Amazon, by the way. Here's the 3-inch valve. This is the same thing that I had in the bottom. So my plan is to take this, drill out the hole up top, and mount it right up in here underneath the lid. Then I can use this one as my outflow, and then this bottom one here will become another inlet to the box. So if I look at this right here, I can measure how far away from this side I'm dealing with and put my opening on the valve right where I need it. So this should be almost a direct flow out from here. So we'll have to see if I can make that work, but I'm going to need to take out probably some of this Dynamat here. We'll see. I might be able to just drill through and mount around it. But yeah, we'll see if I can make this work. Here we are at the moment. So I've removed the ductwork from what used to be the outflow track. This is going to get a cover over it and it'll just be intake air. Up here I was going to put in the 4-inch duct, but the heater's sitting close enough to this that I just can't make it work. It's slightly off. If I raise the mount of the heater a little bit, mounted it maybe a couple inches higher, it would allow me to go straight out of the heater and into this side. So again, if you're building one of these out of this equipment for yourself, maybe mount the heater a little bit higher so you can evenly run it straight out the duct here. So what I'm doing, I'm using my other 3-inch. Here's some of the hardware for it right there. And here's the other half. So I just connected this in. This is a much straighter outflow from the heater than what I had before. Now I just need to find my little slider. Somehow it's gone missing. Once I have that, I think I can put things back together. I think we got it. And here's what we did. If you look in through here, you can see I've got a higher mounted exit point. I didn't bother putting silicone around this, although I probably will here shortly. So this is a much straighter outflow track. So let's take a look down here. There's the old one down here, and here's the new one. You slide this out of the way. There we go. So this is almost straight. You can see the fan right through there, and it's nice and short. So this should be able to move quite a bit of air coming out. Also, because of the way the intake is currently plumbed, or not plumbed, there's the intake right there, and I've got 2 gated access points down low, here and here. So I'm going to put another one of these on, just to keep insects and animals from crawling in there where I don't want them. And these little guys are designed to fit inside of a 3-inch duct, and this is a hard 3-inch that I'm trying to put them on. So what I'm doing here is just cutting a couple of relief cuts in the side. Gives me the ability to put this on. Now this one was just a trial run, so I'm not worried about the fact that that's up on top like that. I've got several more. I'll put cuts in the sides so I can have this louver pointed down. Let's get that done. I'll show you what it looks like. Added a little silicone around this upper flange, the couple of rivet holes where I had to remove the rivets, and then I put silicone around the lower vents here. So there's one and the other. So this system will now be set up to draw fresh air and fresh air only. I'll need to make sure that if I put it in the tent that I've got enough place for air to escape so I don't build up pressure, but that shouldn't be a problem. So 2 air inlets, 1 air outlet that's a whole lot straighter than it was before. Hopefully this combination will work. One other thing I wanted to just let you know, if you're going to use Dynamat, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, then when you have to remove it in order to put the new flange in place, watch out, because that sliding gate will not slide on the inside. That's the reason why it's currently sitting out here. It's about the only thing I could do with it. So hopefully this works out the way I want it to. Once the sealant dries, then I should be able to try it out, see if the airflow is any better, and we'll see how it goes. I'll see you over the next horizon.